I'm starting to think that this is the finest squad of players that I have ever assembled in my FM career. But there's always that fear, isn't there, that things are going to fall apart before your eyes. Well, let's just hope it's not yet. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Liberty Stadium in Swansea. And if you are a first-time visitor, then why not subscribe, watch, like and comment. Help the channel to grow, and we are growing, and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And it's been quite a brilliant start to the season because we are up in second place in the Premier League, second behind West Ham, who are a point ahead of us, and the next four, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, they're all a couple of points behind us, but we couldn't have expected a better start to the season than this. And we've had a good start in the Europa League as well. Everything looks to be going extremely well, and I can't explain why it is going so well, except that I can honestly say that I do believe that I've assembled the finest squad of players that I've ever put together in my FM history. And I trust every one of those players to do a job for me. And we've been able to rotate, and we've then avoided injuries for the time being. But I do worry that it's all going to fall apart. But for now, it's all about enjoying what's going on the field. And when you were last with us, you saw us beat Blackburn. We've had a crazy start to the season. And we then went on to hammer Club Brugge 4-0 away in the Europa League. And we followed that with a home game against, an away game against Brighton. And Adley, with a free kick, put us ahead within 4 minutes. And then Yusuf Barassi somehow managed to miss a penalty, unusual for him, before Augustinson's corner was headed in by Swansea, and that was a 2-0 victory. Absolutely phenomenal performance. And Tottenham in the Carabao Cup, no problem for us. We went to Tottenham and beat them 2-1. We are in inspired form at the moment, and it is because we can rotate the team. Against Wolves, a very rotated team. Wolves took the lead when Jimenez headed in across. But that was pretty much all Wolves had to offer, and we just pretty much dominated the game. And eventually, it wasn't long before we were level, and Grimes's cross was flicked in by Lavery at the near post, and it was 1-1. It was never in doubt that we were going to win this. We totally dominated them. They are a fast team. We used the system that we have used previously before for quick teams, and it worked beautifully. Hojek made it 2-1 just before half-time. We were flying. There was no stopping us. And I don't know how we didn't score more goals than we did. But eventually it was turned into his own net by Richards to make it 3-1 on 50 minutes. The game petered out after that, but another 3-1 comfortable victory for Swansea. And it's been a remarkable start to the season. So we have this game against VTSC today. They were the minnows of the group, but they managed in the last round to beat Olympic Lyon 2-0. So we cannot afford to take these two lightly. They might be the surprise package of the group. And we've made a really good start, our 4-0 win against Club Brugge. And it's going to be interesting today to see how Olympic Lyon react against Club Brugge. One of those two teams might find themselves in very big trouble. We just know all we have to do is go out there, win the game, and it's possible then we will be 3 points clear after 2 games, which will be the perfect start to this Europa League group. I almost forgot to switch the camera on, but our team today is Stankovic in goal, Mata, Cabango, Kochap and Milicia at the back. El Neni, Maggio and Hannibal and Adley make up the midfield, with Delap and Vitinha up front. Again, we have this luxury of being able to rotate. We don't have too many injuries. In fact, we only have a Hulu out at the moment for a couple of weeks. And I think that's because we do have such a good squad that we can rotate, and we are able then to keep players fresh, and that is responsible for the good start that we've had. And so it really is about back to business now. We've got to knuckle down here, play some good football and put this team to bed. And hopefully we will be 3 points clear at the end of the day in our group after 2 games. And that will be a great start to our European campaign this year. And that was a chance immediately from a corner. We seem to be very, very good at set pieces. We have some very good set piece takers in the team, including Augustinson, Adley and Grimes. They all take a mean set piece. And that's showing in terms of the number of goals we score from set pieces. And we have another free kick, and we are just playing it around. And Adley, who looks like he might be due a good game. Vitinha looks to find Hannibal, and Hannibal has scored. And it is Swansea 1, VTSC 0. The Portuguese team, who really were rank outsiders in this group, who've put up a very good show against Olympique Lyon. But Adley fed Vitinha. Vitinha stopped, checked, and Hannibal, who does that quite a lot, steals in at the near post and fires in and puts Swansea 1-0 up after 27 minutes. Couldn't ask for a better start, and we'll see now what VTSC really have. Do they have enough to come back against us? They obviously, I watched the highlights, they looked very good against Olympique Lyon. But Swansea have another chance, and Delap should have scored and should have made it 2-0, but it remains 1-0 to Swansea. But Swansea have a corner, and it's Adley to swing in the corner, and that is headed clear. But it only comes out as far as Hannibal, who looks in good form today. And there was a little glitch there. And Maggio and Hannibal exchange passes, but Maggio has lost the ball in midfield. We are having a little bit of trouble with the video, and I hope it's not spoiling the enjoyment of this game for you. But at the moment, not much seems to be happening. And Clinton Mata has found Vitinha to Adley. He looks for Hannibal. And Hannibal drives one into the top corner. It is Swansea 2, VTSC 0. And Hannibal has his second goal of the game. What a strike. Without hesitation, he pulled the trigger and it flew into the top corner. Goalkeeper had no chance. And Hannibal is already starting to look like a very good player. £35 million from Manchester United. And he is starting to repay that fee. Unlike Barassi from Manchester United, who is not repaying that fee as yet. But here comes Vitinha racing down the left. He's looking to get it inside. Adley picks up the ball, and Adley fires in a shot. It's deflected, and Delap has put in the deflection, and it is now Swansea 3, VTSC 0. We are romping away with this. We are in inspired form this season. Vitinha having a good game out there on the left side. He fed Adley, and Adley's shot was deflected into the path of Delap, and Delap put it away. And it's great to see the squad all happy. The mood is great in the dressing room, and everything is so good at the moment. We did have a problem with Delap when the Manchester City manager said we weren't playing him enough. But I just said his form wasn't good enough, and he just said, well, fine, I hope he proves you wrong. So no problems as yet. I'm waiting for things to fall apart, as I'm sure they will at some point during the season. But for now, we're just enjoying what's going on the pitch. We're going to make a couple of substitutions now. As we go, I have to think about the game on Sunday. But this looks like a stroll in the park at the moment. It really does look so terribly simple. We are fitter and faster. We are a completely rested team. We almost have two teams now that I can totally rely on to do a job in both competitions, as well as the Carabao Cup. That was a great victory against Tottenham. So everything is looking great. We have, though, drawn Arsenal in the next round of the Carabao Cup, but I still feel fairly confident that we have enough. And just as I'm bigging up this team, Swansea have conceded. It's now Swansea 3, VTSC 1. Maybe they are coming back. Maybe they are better than they've looked in the first half. That was a lovely move. And crossed into the middle. Poor defending by Malacia, unfortunately, allowed him to steal in and turn it into the corner. It is Swansea 3, VTSC 1, and they are in this game at the moment. It's a bit worrying that they have the ball, and here's a chance, and he's broken into the box, and Stankovic makes a fine save. Stankovic, who will play ahead of Luis Junior in the cup competitions. I have a lot of faith in that young goalkeeper, and why shouldn't he get some game time? And Luis Junior will play in the Premier League. And we're just making our final changes and substitutions. We're just hopefully going to see this game out now. But we do have a free kick, and it's Adley, of course, standing over the free kick. And Adley drives it, and Adley scores. And it is Swansea 4, VTSC 1. The guess is now game over, and I think we can safely say that we will be 3 points clear at the top of the second round of games in the Europa League. Just looking for the Olympique Lyon score. It looks to me like Olympique Lyon are winning, but I can't seem to find it there. But here comes Swansea again, and we are not finished here as Delap looks inside. And is that a penalty? That looks certainly like a penalty to me, and Mailer is absolutely convinced it's a penalty, and VAR taking a look, and the decision is it was outside the box. I'm not so sure about that myself. I thought it was inside the box. But we have to go with VAR as Adley fires in the free kick. And Mailer at the far post has made it Swansea 5, VTSC 1. The referee is taking a look at VAR. Was he offside? No, he wasn't. The goal is awarded. It is now Swansea 5, VTSC 1. And it does rather make me wonder how this VTSC side managed to beat Olympique Lyon, and gives me confidence that we can get results against OL, because we do have to play them twice now. They are considered to be the strongest team in the group, but we've just torn apart VTSC, and it gives me confidence that Olympique Lyon, who of course you remember we beat in the semi-final of the Continental Cup last year, maybe we can get a couple of victories against them and put this group to bed very early. But here come VTSC again. They're not finished, and they're forced wide, and there's a cross, and that's cleared. And we have a chance, but that's tidied up at the back by VTSC, who suddenly seem to have woken up, and we've been a bit wasteful there and a little bit lacking in discipline and concentration. As the ball is fired in, and VTSC have got a second, I think a little too late. It is only a minute to go. It is Swansea 5, VTSC 2, but that was poor defending. It was, again, lacking concentration. Maybe we are getting a bit complacent. We are doing so well that it wouldn't surprise me that complacency is sneaking in a little bit. But we'll take that. It's Swansea 5, VTSC of Portugal 2, and we will be 3 points clear at the top of the group. And I think, Olympique Lyon beat Club Bruges. Fans are absolutely delighted by what they're seeing. Can I find the Olympic Lyon result. Yes, it's 2-1. They beat Club Bruges by 2-1. And so it is going to be Olympic Lyon Swansea by the look of it. We've just got to try and get a good result in our next game. But we are certainly doing very, very well. We are 3 points clear, and we can afford to slip up against Olympic Lyon, I think. I don't want to do that, and so we need to be prepared well enough for our next 2 games in this group. And so I couldn't be happier at the moment. Things are looking very, very nice in the Premier League. We are still unbeaten this season as we come into October. I'll play through October, and I think what we might do is come back against Olympic Lyon in the second game of the 2 that we play against them. We may even do a double-header with the Burnley game or the West Ham game. If West Ham are still near the top of the table, that might make an interesting double-header, Olympic Lyon and West Ham. And so that's it for this video. If you have enjoyed it and you are new to the channel, then why not subscribe, watch, like and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And all that remains to be said now is we will see you for a double-header, Olympic Lyon and possibly West Ham, in the next episode.